Capricorn, welcome to your Astroflower reading for the month of February. Have you seen the collective reading? It was an amazing reading, lasted an hour, and we went through the chakras, your aura, and also your, your tarot reading as well. So, yeah, quite an amazing reading, really, and it's been affecting every single sign. I'll tell you that now. This seems to be a month of preparation and positioning oneself, learning about the application of energy into emotions, but it's also an application of manifestation within the physical world, of how we manifest, use our energy to manifest things. So let's just see what's going on with your chakras here. We've got the root chakra here. Okay, so the left-hand side is really well formed. That's the administration, work, jobs, that sort of thing, material sort of world. That you seem to have found like an even keel of progression for you. There's no doubt about it. But on the relationship side, on the emotional sort of side, there's an expansion of your emotion. You're starting to explore the new foundations that are within you that maybe that you want to experience over this coming month. And this definitely is because we got this change in March, at the beginning of March. So in February we had Mercury in retrograde, Mars in retrograde, and then Mercury in retrograde again. And then we got March, at the beginning of March, we got loads of configurations within the planets. We've also got Pluto going out of Capricorn, your sign. So it's going to ease up on you. You're going to feel a lot freer, a lot sort of loose. So, yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. So let's just see what's going on in your sacrum. Okay, so this, it's not too bad. It's coming back. There is a certain adjustment that needs to be happening with you in regards to your pleasures in life. I think you need to, I think with the rhythm and in the financial side and work side, that should sort of find its even keel, as I said. And with that, that's going to give you a bit more space to do things that actually bring you pleasure. Okay, so and this is where you can combine it with other people, saying I like doing this, and then someone else says, oh, I like doing that as well. Let's, I'm going there on Saturday. Do you want to go? And you go, yeah, great, in we go, and off you go. So there's room for improvements in that. Let's just go on to your solar plexus now. This is now. Okay, so everybody seems to be getting this. Everyone not seems to be, they are getting this. And this, I think, is tied to what is called the morphic fields. I will be doing a podcast with that, and I'll give you a snippet on YouTube here for when we do the podcast, and we'll be talking about the changing morphic fields, basically the energies that are all around us, the energies that are around us in the solar system as well. And because a lot of it is changing at the moment, obviously our energy is 100% dependent upon the Earth's energy, and if there's changes in the Earth's energy, there's going to be changes in our energy. So what's happening here is you've got the solar plexus, which is fusing with your heart. I'm going to do a video on this because it's a prominent. There's 2 or 3 things that I have noticed in auras at the moment that I haven't really seen before, and I've been doing this for 30 years. A lot of it has been very stable, consistent over those last 30 years. Not a lot of changes. There's been a few, but mainly on the karmic block, and that sort of came in around about sort of 25 years ago, really. But this is the second major change, apart from that karmic block, that I've seen throughout my lifetime. And yeah, it's very interesting. It's very good for allowing those passions to feed those heart's desires. And this could go so well, and it could go so fantastically wrong. So the joy for Capricorn is the fact that Pluto is pretty much waning from Capricorn now. It will be coming back into Capricorn at the end of the year for about sort of 4 or 5 months, and then it's gone for good good for 250 years, and then it goes into Aquarius. And I think this is going to be a momentous year for Capricorn, actually. I don't know if you feel it, but I certainly do feel it, because I'm a Capricorn as well. So I understand and know what you've been through over the last 12, 14 years. So there seems to be this infusion between the solar plexus and the heart chakra now, in a good way, that can drive your passions, your connection with people as well, to be really passionate about being connected to other people. There is another aspect where your fire can overtake your heart, and sometimes you can say things that can be a bit sort of harsh. Whether they're true or not is another matter, but you as well as I don't really want to hurt anyone ever. So it's something to look out for in that sort of sense. It's just a word of warning, that, because I haven't really come across it in a nasty way as yet. It's just the configuration could lead into that. So if you find yourself getting annoyed and angry, that's the time to just step away and just take 5 for yourself. Because it's happened. This world is a mixed up world of Arthur Brown at the moment, isn't it? So this is the biggest fusion I've seen out of all the signs as yet. This could have something to do with the solstice as well. We did some readings on that. And it's definitely this month here, which is called I'm calling the February anomaly. And I did it in the yearly readings, which you'll find in the link below. But there's a definite fusion. The rest of it is really well formed. It's a beautiful, clean, solid, bright solar plexus. And most signs have had this perfection in construction, almost literally like the end of a trumpet. It really does look like the end of a trumpet. Sometimes it can look like a daffodil. It can be a little bit more frilly, a little bit more wider, a little more like a tubular than anything else. Tuba. But here it's really well formed. But there's the fusion between the heart and the solar plexus is phenomenal. It's I've definitely got to do a video on that next week, and on the changing fields basically. So let's get into your heart here. Sorry. Very solid heart at the moment. Emotionally, I think you've got the measure of yourself. You're in a King of Cups scenario. I think here is you can be really turned on by life and really enthusiastic and have a lot of emotions for life, but they're not wasted emotions. These are emotions that you apply, and I think this could have to do with the fusion with the solar plexus. So there's the social aspect of life, which is starting to blossom slightly, which is going to open that heart even more into the connection with other people this month, which is going to be good. But it's, as I say, it's very solid and full. It's not under pressure, and it's not missing or lacking. It really is. And I think this is like when you do things at the moment, I feel like you're doing them with all of your being. It feels like that sort of heart. You're glad to do it. If you can't do it, you will say, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that. Do apologise, because I've got to go and do this. And if I try and do this and this, I'm only going to be doing half-hearted on both. Half-hearted. It's not half-hearted. You're not half-hearted here. Let's see what's going on your third eye and your throat chakra. This is not bad. This is pretty good, especially for you, Capricorn. The third eye is larger than the throat chakra, which is the norm, although I have been seeing lots of people with the throat chakra larger than the third eye chakra. And that's been very prominent, and it's been a lot about communications. And there has been signs as well where it's in a similar sort of position as your good selves. But this is the calculation as well that you've been doing, I think, over the last sort of like 2, 3, 4 months. It's almost like a habit, difficult to break. But you are also in the process of looking in front of you and, calculating where you're going, how you step into the new paradigm in front of you without, causing too much of a problem for you. I think this is where you've got the measure of yourself simply because you've been through Pluto over the last 12, 14 years, and you've learned an exorbitant amount about yourself over the last 14 years. And that is going to stand you in such good stead going forward, such good stead. So there is a little bit of calculation going on. I don't think it's too much overthinking. It can be for some of you, which can cause anxiety, sleep deprivation and stuff like that. So when you do your meditation, make sure you finish your meditation with what I say it's, the soap bubble effect. But at the same time, there's loads of different sort of techniques to finish off meditations. But here on a soap bubble effect, it's sort of like just bringing all your energy back to point zero. So resetting the system, as it were. And, it's like a soap bubble that you just look at the top of your head. It sits on the top of your head. And then it gradually goes down your head, goes down your back. As it goes down to the lower part of your back, it splits into two, goes down your legs, across your knees, down towards your feet. And as it gets to your end of your toes, it goes, getting it. Yeah. And that sort of like calms your energy really nicely and just puts everything back in place. So that, that can help with that a lot. Let's just see what's going on in your crown chakra. This is where we get to the learning curve that I think everybody has gone through in the month of February, without exception. And it's also to do with how you position in life. And I think this has to do with your consciousness. In particular, Capricorn. There's different signs are learning different things here. But for you, Capricorn, I think it's the application of your consciousness within your physical or your daily life and see what benefits that brings you going forward. It's that manifestation factor, which is sort of on your road at the moment. How you use energy to manifest your physical future. And don't forget, nothing is perfect. The perfection doesn't exist. It only exists when we respite, when we breathe our first ever breath as a child, and when we exhale and as our last act upon this earth. That is the two moments when you got perfection there, basically. So, be gentle with yourself at the same time. Overall, I think in the crown chakra, it's under pressure. There's almost an under pressure to maybe learn something more, or I think it's more into the application of that learning. And I think that you're going through this process of renewal within you, a little bit like I was talking, I think it was on Gemini. It's like sort of going from the caterpillar to the butterfly, or the dragonfly bug to the dragonfly worm to the dragonfly. And yeah, it's a beautiful process that you seem to be going through. But there does seem to be a little bit of pressure on the crown chakra. So anything that you can do in the way of activities to distract yourself from the everyday life, I think would be a good thing. I don't think to do it all the time, but to daydream, to look at the stars wistfully, or walking down the beach and observing the natural rhythms of the world and stuff like that. Getting into those sort of things can help you understand, just loosen up the consciousness a little bit in order to give it a bit of wiggle room, in order for you to put your understandings into practice within your life. Be your own sermon, basically. Let's just have a look at your aura. Let's see what's going on there. Yeah, that's stopping each time up there. So this is definitely, it's like a new layer, or it's two layers that are combining into one. So it could be a reduction of your energy, and that would run true to what is going on with the Earth's energy at the moment. The Earth has lost 30% of its magnetic field over the last 150 odd years. and it's losing it at a very, very fast rate, simply because we're going through the magnetic pole shift, and we've been through it many times before as humans. So I wouldn't worry too much about it, you know. But we're also going through that process, and what seems to be, if I can describe it, it's a bit like having a sock and passing an apple down the sock. So you've got this bulge that's coming down your aura at the moment, but it's very well defined, almost like got a lip on it, as it goes round, like a step in a way. And it seems like there's a part of the aura that's being... Oh, I think it's more building from 1 to 2. So it's like 2 layers that are splitting and taking up a bit more space. Just dowsing in there. Yeah, and it does play into that solar plexus and heart-ish scenario. I think it goes more into the throat chakra than anything else. I think it's going to be setting a aura in the future, possibly, for which opens the door of communication. So that seems to be okay. Everything else seems to be okay. It's very clean on the rest of it. It's very, very clean. Let's just see on the upper section there. It gets a little bit heavy up that section there, but as I said, I think that's to do with the crown chakra. And so, you know, do a bit of sort of daydreaming, I think, and connecting yourself to natural rhythms will help you out enormously. But generally, your aura's in a really nice state. You've got some really consistent, honest energies going through you at the moment. So let's just see what's going on with your cards. So we're going to do the overall energy, the karmic messages, and then we're going to do week 1, 2, 3, 4 on both sides. Okay, so let's just see what's going on. Let's get the overall energies. It's like, okay, so what they're showing me is someone taking off a jacket, like an ordinary grey long coat. And you're taking off this long coat, and underneath this, it's like this regal outfit that you're wearing. It's like going from the caterpillar to the butterfly. As I said, very similar to Gemini at the moment. I think it was Gemini. Could well have been Sagittarius, but I think it's Gemini. I've dropped a load of cards. Excuse me, I've just shot them all over the place. Just bear with me. Far too many to take and read, really, more than anything else. Nice cards, though, all the same. Yeah, so it seems like that there's a sort of this transformation into someone of knowledge, like a teacher or something like that. You know, may not be necessarily a king, but it's a splendor of what is from within you at the moment, almost like a hermit or something like, well, King of Pentacles. Actually a Taurus card, I think, but you know, it's an earth sign. You've got the Knight of Pentacles as well. You're owning it. I didn't want to say this because obviously I'm Capricorn as well, so I have to sort of try and keep myself out of the scenario as much as possible, because obviously it's for all Capricorns. But here you have a king who is through his understanding. So behind the king you've got loads of books and everything like that, and that comes through knowledge, through previous knowledge, this regal position, and it's also got that wolf on there, so it's all to do with connecting and making your clan as well, and your spirit tribe, as it were, connecting to the people around you. And this bodes well for a bit of socializing as well. Let's see what the karmic message is on the relationship side. Don't hold on too tight. Just enjoy. It's like, I don't know if you have fun fairs in America. I think you call them state fairs and stuff like that, where you have rides and stuff like that. In the UK, you call them a fun fair. I don't know what you call them in Australia or Canada as well, or anywhere else in the world. You might want to tell me in the comments below. I always love learning. But it's like there used to be a phrase there that used to say, scream if you want to go faster. And it's like that, just kind of going, let yourself scream. If you want to go faster, let yourself scream. It is a complete new cycle for you, Capricorn. I'm thinking this as well. I'm trying to hold back. But on your relationship side, it's starting a whole new journey where, in a way, it's like it doesn't really matter at the moment. The journey's only just starting. Don't worry too much. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the starting of the journey. Let's see what's going on the karmic message on your business side and your job, your money, your... Okay, so there's a lot of advancements within the physical sense, within finances and stuff like that. There is a bit of a learning process as well tied into it. So it's a little bit like the Six of Wands mixed with the Ace, or the Page of Pentacles rather. That's what it feels like, where there is, yes, a lot of success or a lot of notoriety, as it were, but also at the same time, there is a learning process that you're going through. Gee whiz, I tell you what, everybody's had that. There's not a sign that hasn't had that card there. And I think this learning process is getting past. It's almost as if, I think I did a reading for you recently, and I sort of said, I think the title was sort of said, not even sure if you believe it, your success either. And I think this is, it's not disappointment here. There's two aspects to it. So we go for the first one. The first aspect is you've got to learn to sort of not self-sabotage yourself, to say, I start these things and it never works. I try something and I always seem to be the one not necessarily, winning out of the deal. That sort of scenario. That's that sort of semi-disappointment. There's also another thing is where you are going to progress to an extent where you're almost going to be detached from your roots of where you came from. And that could be a little bit of disappointment. It might be a case where you're being offered an amazing job somewhere, but you've got to leave, you've got to move a long way away. So you've got to leave a lot of people behind that you love. And I think this is this dealing with that sort of understanding of advancement with disappointment as well. So let's see what's going on. But there's a definite striking of that new cycle there. Let's just see what's going on in the first week on your relationship side. It's trying new things, meeting new people. I went and played darts the other night, which I haven't done for years, and I've got to go a lot more to get anywhere to what I was before. But it was beautiful. It was really nice to go and play darts because I hadn't played in ages. And being in that sort of British pub environment playing darts, it was absolutely brilliant. And I think this is very similar for you. I think there's a case of starting to try new things and open up to doing things and going out and socializing and stuff like that. Page of Wands, you couldn't get better than that, really. The Page of Wands is that youthful, vibrant energy that goes into sort of, joyous, carefree sort of activities, trying things out. And that's exactly what it is there. Let's see what the first week is holding for your financial sort of side. Rolling stone gathers no moss, but a snowball can build into something huge. And I think this is more of a snowballing effect that you're having here on your life. The Nine of Wands. I think this is understanding those sort of healthy boundaries, so you don't, give everything away. Because Capricorn, you're very nice like that. You tend to sort of, you tend to put other people before your own personal success. And that is not necessarily a good thing sometimes. And I think this healthy boundary here, because you've obviously got something to give to the universe here, or give to the people that are around you, because you're coming out of Pluto, you've got a lot of understanding to give. And in order to do that, you've got to advance, you've got to open up. But in opening up, it's like through those understandings of what you've been over the last sort of 12, 14 years, you've got those healthy boundaries in the place, which is going to sort of say, I'm not going back that way. I'm not going back to before. So, you know, your success is something that's going to be constant and solid within you. Let's just see what the second week holds here for your relationship side. This fun attitude coming back into play, but a little bit more sort of focused. You know, you could be opening up to the idea of renewing your vows or renewing your relationship with your existing partner, or looking for a new partner, or you know, or just being with someone new, or opening up to new experiences with friends and stuff like that, and or new friends, and opening to new friends. So there is this sort of like trying things and opening up to, and a question of nurturing it. I think from the first week you've had these openings that have come on through you, and now it's a case of, which ones do I want to sort of invest in my life, you know, give over my life to which relationships and stuff like that. What do I want to invest my money into, or what do I want to invest my emotions into? Let's see what's going on the financial front on the second week. It's like a car that's revving up but still got the handbrake on. It's the potential is phenomenal, but it seems to be being held back a little bit. 4 of Cups, not surprised. You know, that was a big noise there, so I do apologise. 4 of Cups, So if you are looking to the past and self-sabotaging yourself, you know, you're going to miss the opportunities that are going forward. If you're opening up your heart, you're actually going to avoid all of those sort of things and start moving on with something that is a new episode in your life that is to do with your heart, to do with the Ace of Hearts, or the Ace of Cups, rather. And it's a case of not looking back and saying, because they're all looking back this way. You know, the 9 of Wands, the 5 of Cups, and the 4 of Cups, they're all looking back this way. And I think this last week, and everybody's, or the majority of people have had it, has had complications. Look at that. The sun wants to come out now and play with the 10 of Cups. Absolutely brilliant. That as well. We'll see what that is in a minute. And there's the 10 of Pentacles. Everyone's had, the second week seems to be like a pivoting point in the month before we head off into that March episode, at the beginning of March, and the coming out of Pluto. And I think that is what I refer to as the February anomaly. It just seems to come out of nowhere and just doesn't seem to fit with everything else that goes on around us. So I'm not sure all of it is actually coming from you, but more of a case of, maybe a case it's a disappointment with the world around us, that, you know, that we're missing an opportunity and stuff like that. You might be feeling that coming from the outside world. Let's just see what's going on the third week. Yeah, this is after the nurturing, and I think it's that week there you've got to sort of get through. After the nurturing, there is definite sort of connection with others of, you know, like 3 of Pentacles of work well done. I think you're going to find your obvious path. I'm going to say something else. Everyone has been getting doubles here, down here. 7 you've got down there. But everyone's been getting like double 3s, double 4s, you know, double 1s, It's all been along those sort of lines. And this here is, I think you're going to realize the evidence of which direction you should go within your relationships at that point there. It could be seen as procrastinating, because you do have the Seven of Pentacles as well, which is all about nurturing and stuff like that. But I think that's a short-lived thing. And I think by the third week, you should be very blatantly obvious to you what you should be doing in the way of relationships that are around you. Let's just have a look on the financial side. Let's see what's going on there. I'm only getting a rocket, like a space rocket that's going up, like Elon Musk's sort of SpaceX sort of thing. That sort of shape, Ariane 5, as it were. And it's taking off. That's what it appears to be. Like, it is taking off. Wow. Tower moment. A lot of people got the tower. I don't find it a nasty card at all. I think you taking off is basically going to alleviate you from this. And I think it's a really good thing. The tower is also the crumbling of belief systems and stuff like that, and the way we do things, the way we connect with the world around us. I think it's going to be a repositioning of you, that you are doing your own thing. And I think it's going to set you apart from the rest of the world. And that is going to be part of your success, that separation, that of you doing what you should be doing. You might appear to have missed out on opportunities and stuff like that, but I don't think that's the case, maybe. I think it's more of a case that, I think I said this to you in your last weekly reading as well, and it seems to be a recurring thing that people are kind of going, where's Capricorn? Oh, well, Capricorn's back there. He's not really doing anything. And then they look around and they kind of go, oh my God, where's Capricorn? Oh, look, he's right in front. And I think you're going to surprise yourself and everybody else. So I think this tower moment is a definite changing process within your world around you. Absolutely blinding. Let's just see what the overall outcome in the fourth week is from the relationship side. It's like a group hug. It's like you're reconnecting with, family, friends, or you've found a new group as friends. But I think it's more sort of like the entire lot almost. It's like connecting to everybody that is around you. It's realizing your connections to, which go very deep with sort of friends, partners. Renewal of love, basically. Yeah, there's a group hug, so a rite of passage. In this respect, I think people are wishing you well as much as you're wishing them well, and it's ready for that change that's coming in March, and that sort of change can change a lot of people, and it's almost like a hug, as if to sort of say, we're ready to go, let's get it together. And I think everyone's going to help everybody else to pass, or to go through, or to be, come through this in a good way. Let's just see what's going on your financial sort of side. Networking. Here, there seems to be a lot of networking, and that could well be that grouping of those people that were around you, loads of people that were around you. So, networking. That had the Queen of Swords there that sort of like threw around, but it's networking. It's connecting to a lot of things that are around you, manifestations of your future. And did I not say that's what you were going to be learning that month? On that side, I think so. How you use energy to manifest your future. And I think that's where it comes into the networking front as well. And because I think you're working hard here. And because you're working hard, you should be sort of attentive to your relationships. Nurture the ones that are sincere to you, and you can be sincere back. See the evident path of some friendships that, you know, will have to go around the world and come back and reconnect. You know, it's not for today, it might be for tomorrow, you know, sort of scenario. And this is where you got that rite of passage as well. I think you're going to be in a situation where I think I'm sort of, you know, a lot of people want to be your friends, but, you know, they may not necessarily know what you've been through in order to get to where you are. So you might be a little bit wary, and that's what that Nine of Swords could be about. A little bit wary of just sort of opening up too much, and that could be that rite of passage as well. That Six of Swords that is coming through. So there you go, Capricorn. Big changes coming up. There's a real curveball, I think, for you in the month of February. Not a nasty one at all. I think it's going to set you up beautifully. I'm actually going to pull a card for the beginning of March because I can't resist. Let's just see what's going on there. Queen of Cups with the Queen of Pentacles. So it's tying together beautifully the solar plexus and the Queen and the heart chakra. Did I say something about the King of Hearts at the beginning? King of Cups. You know, having his complete control over the thing. You know, I think this is going to be that release in the beginning of March, which is going to put everything so beautifully in its place. It's going to be very, very interesting. So, yeah, there you go, Capricorn. Thank you very much for being with us. If you've made it this far and you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Why are you not subscribed? You might as well be subscribed. You know, click that bell as well. That's really important. Sharing this across all social media also helps us out enormously. In the meantime, Capricorn, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.